Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're feeling fine. Woke up this morning feeling fine. Got Man United on my mind. Absolutely. Of course we have, guys, because Manchester United moved within 3 points from second place, guys. We are moving swiftly and quickly up the Premier League table. And boy, oh boy, don't I wish we won a few more games early in the season, because we probably would have been touching on that first place, guys. Because I honestly believe on our day, guys, we are the best team in the league. I think that, guys, sorry, I think we're the best team in the league. I really do. I think on our day, we are the best team in the league. Clip me, whatever you want to say, guys. I think that's what it is, guys. Before I start, please don't forget to smash a like on the video. Guys, we need to get up to 50 likes every single morning. Let's move it to 150. You know what I mean? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it progressing, guys. And also subscribe if you're new. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Share it to all your social media pages. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I really, really appreciate you all. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, maybe I'm getting carried away. Maybe I'm getting a little bit caught up in the moment at the moment, guys. But why not? Smile whilst you still have teeth, guys. Because at the end of the day, you know what? We haven't had many great times in recent years, have we, guys? So it's important that Man United enjoy these moments and stop bringing up me against you, you against me, hold that you, hold that this, if that. Man United are within 3 points from second place. That is the fact, and we move swiftly up that table, guys. Absolutely, guys. Listen, I know there's a lot of Man United haters out there. They think this is going to be unbearable. Man United coming back. This is going to be unbearable. I can't take it. I can't take it. Listen, you guys better enroll for being a monk, because at the end of the day, we are going to be loud. We are going to be obnoxious. We are going to celebrate loud and clear, guys. Don't worry about that. And we be wearing sunglasses for the right reason, not to get someone sacked. That's how we do things here, guys. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today, guys. Don't get your questions in. Get your man of the matches in. Who was your man of the match yesterday, guys? I want to know. I want to know what you're feeling about the man of the match situation. Man United defeating Tottenham Hotspur by 2-0. Of course, guys, I want to speak about the game. Now, obviously, just taking off my blinkers a little bit, guys, I felt like the performance was okay. I felt like we benefited, obviously, from the red card from Tottenham. Apart from that, the game was pretty even, and that Tottenham had a couple of chances before the red card from Romero. It was a difficult game up until that point. And other than that, once it went down to 10, Man United should have went 3, 4, 5 goals clear. It was pretty evident that Man United were the superior team. I do look at things objectively, and I do look at things from every single angle, because we played similar against Fulham, a similar kind of game against Fulham. It wasn't vintage Man United. It wasn't a fantastic performance like some people were saying. We got over the line. We got over the line. We created a lot of chances, but we also missed a lot of chances. This is something that has been going on for a couple of years now, where Man United missed too many chances. We should put teams away. And it was 1-0 all the way up to the 81st minute, guys, against 10 men. We really need to learn how to shut games down. Look, I'm not saying that it's easy to play against 10 men, because it isn't easy to play against 10 men. We saw that against Everton early in the season, and other teams, of course, have done the same this season when they've been playing against 10 men. They have struggled. But I take the positives and I take the win, because that's all that matters, especially this time of the season. They call it the business end of the season for a reason. It's about getting results, and it's about moving up that table. And right now, factually, Man United are 3 points from second place. Now, obviously, very interesting game today. Liverpool against Manchester City, of course, guys. I hope you could join me for that, guys. Please join me for that. It'd be absolutely fantastic. See you there later on for the watch along, guys. Because who do we want in this? We could possibly get second place, guys. So I'm looking at this game and I'm thinking, a draw for me. I think I'll take a draw for that. A draw for me. And we move up that table, and we can move, like, Man City will move 4 points clear of us. But obviously, Man City have got a lot of difficult games to go. And, you know, we could still catch them. We could still get in that second place. And when you're in that second place, all sorts of magic can happen. You never know. Not saying Man United are going to challenge for the title. God forbid. I'm just looking at things in hindsight now, guys. I'm looking at things in hindsight, and I'm thinking about the AFCON. And I'm thinking about, we missed, obviously, Ahmad and Mbeumo during the AFCON, and Mazraoui, of course. We missed those players during the AFCON, and we suffered as predicted. We suffered because of the AFCON. We lost the game. We obviously lost the game against Aston Villa. We drew against Bournemouth. We drew against West Ham. We drew against Wolves. And, yeah, it was disappointing. It was really disappointing. And, it is what it is, because obviously we knew about this at the beginning of the season. Of course, we knew about the AFCON at the beginning of the season. We knew what could happen, but it did affect us, guys. Even if we took 4 or 5 points from those games, we would have been up there, way up there in the league, and have a chance of challenging for the title. That is how fine margins are. So I think FIFA, etc., need to use a little bit of common sense and use a bit of fairness in regards to the club teams, because you know what, we could have been in a title charge right now, guys, real and truly, you know. But let's look at things from the time being. Let's look at things from now, and let's look at things from a point of view where Man United can finish this season. Now, I predicted last week that Man United could come second place. I'm looking at every single team in the league. And I'm looking at, I mean, look, I'm not going to say first because I'm not going to get overly giddy. Look, Arsenal are way ahead of us at the moment. But what I'm looking at the moment is second place first. Second place is our threshold of where we need to be. I look at it and I think Manchester City could quite possibly be 9 points behind Arsenal today. I mean, they are at the moment, but in regards to playing the same amount of games, I believe that Man City being 9 points behind Arsenal would have to throw in the towel. I don't think they're going to catch Arsenal. And that's why I believe that a lot of these teams in regards to Aston Villa and Man City will kind of think, right, we're going to concentrate on the Europa League, we're going to concentrate on the Champions League, and we're going to not take it as strongly in the league. And that could open the door for Man United to progress and move up that table. There's a long way to go in this title, guys. We've got 13 games to go. We've won 4 out of 4, guys. 4 out of 4. Unbelievable. Fantastic. We move on. Big game against West Ham in the midweek on Tuesday. West Ham United have been another one of our bogey teams. It's really interesting that we're coming against our bogey teams. You know, West Ham we drew earlier in the season, of course, at Old Trafford. We haven't beaten them at the London Stadium in a long while. And it's another game that we have to tick off the box of changing the narrative. That's what we have to do. Now, taking it back to that, before I move ahead of myself, let's take it back to the game yesterday, of course. The Romero challenge was a red card all day long. Felt the referee did well. Fair play to Oliver yesterday. Didn't think I'll be saying that at the beginning of the game yesterday, but fair play to Oliver. He did very well yesterday and controlled the game relatively well. Did think that Man United had a couple of penalties in that game as well, which would have made it a bit more plain sailing for Man United. But, you know, what we say is that you don't always play vintage football. Ultimately, what the most important thing is, even under Alex Ferguson, there were games where we didn't play well and we won the game. And that is ultimately what matters. It doesn't matter if you play vintage football and lose 4-3. It doesn't matter. You have to win games, especially this time of the season. Like I said, this time of the season, you have to win games. Now, people are getting a bit irritated by Man United at the moment, Man United fans. And I understand. I understand their agony. I do. Honestly, I really do understand their agony. I really do feel for them, guys. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I would feel the same. You know, I know that we've made a lot of fans suffer over the years. There's been a lot of suffering being given to Manchester United. We are basically, basically the Pennywise of football. We make people suffer, guys. And we have done for 20 odd years. And, you know, I would apologize for those suffering days that we have given so many people. And I apologize for giving them a dose of PTSD yesterday. But just listen, guys, I've always said it right from the beginning. The cream will always rise to the top. No matter what, guys, the cream will always rise to the top. Absolutely, guys. Madagascar Custard FC, guys. You know what I mean? Nice, juicy cake FC, guys. Absolutely. We will rise to the top again, guys. That's what it's all about. Absolutely. And Man United, you can't keep a good man down. You can't keep Manchester United down at the end of the day. We suffered in this 10 years. But, guys, look, let me just sit back a little bit and let me just say that, you know what? Is a long way to go. And I did predict Man United will come second place. That's what I said. I'm going to stick by that. And let's see where it takes us. You never know where it will take us, of course, guys. Absolutely. Let's see where it takes us. And then we go from there, of course. In regards to the handball, there was a handball on Man United, in my opinion. There was a handball, which should have been a penalty, in my opinion, guys. Absolutely. But one of the most worrying situations that occurred in the game was Casemiro. When Casemiro went down injured, I'm very concerned because one of the player that we do not want injured, guys, the player that we do not want injured is Casemiro. Casemiro is the last player that we want injured at the moment. And as we know, if we get another defender out, we are screwed, guys. Because if Casemiro is out, we are screwed, guys. We need to wrap Casemiro up in bubble wrap or cotton wool, guys, or cotton wool and bubble wrap. Because at the end of the day, we do not need Casemiro injured. No chance, no way. If that happens, we're screwed, guys. Might as well throw in the towel. This is the guy that we need to keep fit. We need to look after the ankle of his that Romero so harshly and criminally almost, don't want to say it. Absolutely. But definitely, guys. But looking at it, it was nice. It's nice reading, going through internet, going through the emotions and going through, looking at people's reactions and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it, guys. It's absolutely fantastic, of course, guys.
Oh, my. What did Ramiro do? What the fuck was that? What did he... Oh! Ramiro! This fucking... Brother, I swear to God, if this guy is off, strip him of the captaincy. Just strip him of the captaincy. Because I'm tired of this shit. I'm sick and tired of this shit. If he's been sent off, strip him of the captaincy. Because you're always doing stupid shit, fam. You're always doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? Fucking red card Ramiro. I swear down. Is that red though? Oh my God. Oh my God. He's off. No, he's done. That is brother, that's more than a red. That's more than a red. That's red. That's crimson. Brother, that's a period. That's a period. That's more than a red. Brother, that's the time of the month. I swear down, this guy has periods, bro. He has periods. He should be walking with period pads in his fucking shorts. Because every time he has his time of the month and he goes red. Every fucking time. This man has periods. Ramiro goes through periods. What? Womenstrual cycle, whatever the fuck they're called, blood. Fucking ovulation, all of that shit.
Absolutely, guys. I loved it. I love it. Absolutely love it, guys. You got to enjoy it. You got to smile whilst you still have teeth, don't you, guys? You got to smile whilst you still have teeth. Absolutely, guys. I love the reactions. I really do. Big up Expressions, of course. Very, very talented content creator, of course. But guys, what I would say is that, you know what, it's good to be in good vibes. It's good to have the good feelings back at Manchester United, of course. It's good to have a little bit of hope, I would say, in regards to where we finished this season and having a little bit of enthusiasm about where we finished. And in this great community of ours, we've suffered a lot together. And we all remember last season, everything that happened last season. And, you know, it wrapped it off with a very, very sour and bitter cake on the top, basically cherry on the top in regards to the Europa League final. Now, obviously, you know, we're not playing amazing football. We're not sweeping teams off the park. We're not doing that. I think the best performance we had was obviously against Man City, which we should have won 4-5-0. We should have won 4-5-0 yesterday, but however, obviously the red card from Tottenham really did help us out a lot, significantly, in fact. And look, you know, I don't come in here and I don't really like saying things that I don't mean. I mean what I say. I say what I mean. I do. And I wear my heart on my sleeve. Of course I do. But I back Man United with chest. And I always have, guys. You know, far back as I can remember, I back Man United with chest. And I do believe Man United will surprise a lot of people. And I said this, if you scroll back, right at the beginning of the season, I said, by hook or by crook, Man United will surprise a lot of people this season. And I really do think we are surprising a lot of people this season. I think a lot of people are looking at Man United now and thinking, you know what I mean? They could be going somewhere. Look, guys, listen, if we fix that midfield, if we fix that a couple of fullbacks there, guys, we would be way up there, guys. Look, Man United are a few players for the squad and a couple of midfielders away from challenging for the title. And I'm not even lying, guys. I think Man United are not that far away. We're not that far away. We're close to challenging for the title, guys. Honestly, I'll be honest. It may not be this season, but I do believe it will be very, very soon. Let me just say hello to the community, of course, guys. Big up everyone who's joined me today. Big up everyone in the stream. I hope you're all doing well. Big up Marcus, the legend. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself and big up the community. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well, Marcus, you legend. Big up Sanjay. How you doing? Hope you're feeling good, my friend. Hope you're doing good. Good morning, Paul. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing good. How are you? I'm very well. Good to see you, my friend. And big up Max, of course. Glory, glory, Man United, says Max. Absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful feelings this morning. Good morning, my brother. Irfan, what's going on, my friend? What a beautiful Sunday. Walaikum salam. Irfan, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Fantastic for absolutely brilliant, Kenny. Love it. absolutely. Why rob us every time of a penalty? Look, Man United, I said it before the game yesterday. I didn't want to make excuses for the result, for whatever happened yesterday. But we have to literally suffer assault like Casemiro did in the middle of the pitch before we get a decision going our way. Now, I was very worried about Casemiro. That could have easily ended very, very badly. And the last player that we need injured is Casemiro at the moment. Because if Casemiro leaves the pitch, we have got nobody apart from Ugarte to play against West Ham. You know what I mean? This is why I'm happy that we won the game. I would have loved Man United to win it earlier, so we could have took Casemiro off earlier. But I'm delighted with the result anyway, and I don't think we can complain. Move on to West Ham United. West Ham United, West Ham deserve the same treatment. West Ham, over this last 2 weeks or so, we have had games that we look at and we say they deserve a defeat. We need to beat Arsenal. We need to beat City. We need to beat Fulham. We need to beat, all these guys. We need to beat Spurs. Now we need to beat West Ham, because West Ham are another one of those godforsaken teams that only play when they play against Manchester United. Every single other game that West Ham United play, you watch them. You watch them, guys. They're like Leeds United. They're like Leeds United. When they play Man United, that's their season. Their season's done now. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. West Ham United. We need to put them to the sword at the London Stadium, Stratford, Westfield FC. That's what we need to do. If you know, you know. Westfield's next to the London Stadium. So, guys, Westfield FC. Because I worked in Westfield next to West Ham, by the way, a couple of times, right? And when I was younger. And so, guys, look, yes, we do need to defeat them. We do need to beat them, guys. We have to make sure we put West Ham to the sword, because I said it and I reiterate and I say it again. There's no point winning all these games if we don't beat the West Hams of this world. There's no point beating the Cities and the Arsenals and the Tottenhams if we don't beat the West Hams of this world. Now, thinking about Tottenham, obviously, my older brother is a Tottenham fan. He's been a Tottenham fan 40 years. And obviously, I feel very sorry for my older brother, because my older brother has not seen much in the way of success. All right, he saw the Europa League last season. Good for him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But he hasn't seen a lot of success. Tottenham are in a very precarious position right now. I want to bring this in because Tottenham are in danger of relegation. And I want you to look at the fixtures here. Could Tottenham Hotspur get relegated? This is what I want to know, guys, because Tottenham have got Chelsea away. They've got Liverpool away. They've got Arsenal away. They've got Newcastle coming up. Not to mention the other teams surrounding them. They've got some difficult games coming up, and games are running out, guys. You'll have to wait and see, guys. It's going to be very, very interesting this season, of course. Big up Tybog. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Big up Rajat. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you again. Rajat, could have been easily 3 or 4-0. After the red card, Man United dominated the game. I expect Man United to dominate the game after the red card, but we were fortunate that we got a red card, of course. It was a red card. It was assault. It was a red card, of course. I think everyone admits it was a red card. Anyone with their head screwed on at least admits it was a red card. But Man United played well against the 10 men, which is good, because at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win when you play against 10 men. You remember when Newcastle played against 10 men against Liverpool and they lost at St. James's Park. It can happen. So I'm glad we negotiated the game well. It was not the strongest Tottenham team I've ever seen. I didn't look at that Tottenham team and I thought, oh, he's dangerous. Oh, he's a good player. I'm a bit worried about him. I wasn't too concerned about Tottenham. Of course, they've got injuries. We have as well. That's what happens in football at the end of the day. But what I would say is that, Tottenham are in a precarious position. But we move on. Man of the match was possibly Bruno, Casemiro sharing. I think Bruno played very well. I would like to think that Casemiro was an unsung hero yesterday. Absolutely. I thought Casemiro was phenomenal yesterday, putting his foot in where it mattered. Of course, absolutely brilliant. Now, this is exactly what we've been saying since the beginning of the season. The reason that many of us were saying that Bruno should be sold is because if we believe that Bruno was a number 8, he shouldn't be playing in a number 8 position. He should be playing in a number 10. This is what people don't seem to understand. When you have a player like Bruno needs to be playing in a number 10. At number 10, he's the best number 10 in the league. And I will say that with chest. And I've said that since he signed for Man United. He's the best number 10 in the league. He's definitely not a number 8. And when he plays number 10, he may drift in and out of games. But ultimately, when the main things, the big things that happen in the game, it's mainly down to Bruno and what he does in the game and what he creates in the game. And I'm so happy that he's doing this, because at the end of the day, we could have easily lost him, at the end of the day. And guys, I felt like all round, Kobe Mainu, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, this little quartet here, this little triple thing here, and obviously Maguire and Licha Martinez. These players here are really working for Man United at the moment. Look, there are issues with Man United as well. Of course there are. I mean, I think we're a little bit slow at the back with Maguire. I think we are, even though Maguire's playing okay. I think we're a little bit slow. We're a little bit slow in the midfield as well. And this is one thing that I worry about coming up against West Ham and teams like that. But we can negotiate against West Ham. And it depends how we play against West Ham. How are we going to play against West Ham? Are we going to play the low block? Are we going to counter West Ham? Are we going to press West Ham? This is obviously up to Michael Carrick. But under the lights in Stratford, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. And there's no point in having all this enthusiasm if we don't play against West Ham and we win the game against West Ham. It's a big week for us, guys. We got West Ham and then we got Everton away. These two games are difficult. And look, guys, I know. I think the West Ham game for us is more difficult than Everton. That is just the way I feel. Everton are a very good team, right? They're a very good team, but they're beatable any given day. They can lose 3-0. I mean, it's a new stadium. It's not Goodison Park. It's not that enclosed little ground. It's a new stadium, and I think Man United will revel in that, in my opinion. But I agree with you, Fan, absolutely. Kenny, we just need to allergic to finishing our chances, but we got the 3 points over the line. Absolutely. We can't keep missing those chances. Absolutely. Fan, I'm just concerned that we play against the low block. Spurs were clever. They didn't press higher all the time. Yeah, Spurs were very clever at the beginning of the game, but obviously the red card changed it for them and obviously put a lot of pressure on Tottenham Hotspur, given that it was a depleted Tottenham team as well, when I look at it. And I tend to look at things from when it was 11 against 11 and Tottenham were playing quite well and they were pressing us. You remember, they were getting forward quite potently and they had a couple of chances, if you remember, before Romero got sent off. We had as well, but the game looked like it was going to be a very even game up until that point. It looked like it was going to, Tottenham going to give us a difficult game. And we have to be honest here, guys. We can't get overly giddy and start, we slapped up Tottenham because of that. Because when they went down to 10 men, that's when the game changed. And I'm smart enough and mature enough and watch football and long enough to understand that is what happened, And what I would say is that I see a lot of people criticizing Romero. Romero was a terrible challenge. It was a red card. It was stupid. And it was irresponsible, a liability. But I've seen some people saying, I told you Romero's overrated. Can someone explain to me really clearly, guys, because I don't understand you. What does being overrated have to do with having a red card? What does that do? Roy Keane got red cards, ridiculous red cards. Does that mean he was overrated? I just want to say that because Romero's not overrated. Romero's a very good defender. I've seen a lot of people saying, well, I told you Romero's overrated. That's a very low IQ. That is the lowest of lowest IQ I can possibly think of because you can get a red card for anything. Doesn't mean you're overrated. Scholes got red cards. Doesn't mean he's overrated. You know what I mean? That's just the way, at the end of the day, it was a terrible challenge. It was assault. It was a red card, but doesn't mean he's overrated. Let me just put that into the equation at the moment because I want to talk about it. I've seen a lot of people saying, I told you that Romero was overrated. He's not overrated. Guys, he's a top defender. And Argentina international. Draw would be a good result today. Absolutely. I'm going for a 2-2 draw today between Manchester City and Liverpool. Guys, make sure you join me for that game. It's a big game because you know what? It's a good feeling. Do you know why, guys? Because Man United, it does affect Man United. It does affect Man United. So absolutely, definitely. Absolutely. Raja, Carrick is a safe manager or a tactical manager as he always safety picks the same lineup regardless of strengths and weaknesses of opposition. Look, so at the moment, we can't give an accurate judgment on what is well. I mean, people are saying that this is the best we played since I can remember. It's a lie. We have we have not played. We did not play particularly well when it was 11 against 11 yesterday. And we had big bad moments against Fulham as well, right? So obviously, we look at things subjectively, right? And you have to look at things like that. And you have to look at things, how can Man United improve and strive to be better, right? Now, some people say we were lucky yesterday. I don't know. In hindsight, it's a beautiful thing. And obviously, you never know what will happen. We might have won 4-0 with 11 against 11. You never know. But one thing I would say is that I'm looking at the game and I still see giving the ball away. We keep giving the ball away. We keep passing into walls. We like getting teams are closing us down. We're not creating enough space for the wingers. and stuff like that. And I see a lot of issues about Man United, However, we are getting the results. Will Carrick be the guy? As you said there, Rajat, he'll be a safe option for Man United. He would be a safe option. If Michael Carrick gets into the Champions League, I mean, who knows? If Michael Carrick comes second in the league, right? I don't think you can't give him the job. I think you have to give him the job. That is just the way it is. I think you have to give him the job. My biggest concern about the whole thing, and I reiterate, and I've said it many times, my biggest concern about this is that Michael Carrick might be a yes man. And that's what I don't want. I don't want it being like, yeah, Ineos employ him and Michael Carrick won't demand transfers and things like that, because I know that a Luis Enrique or Thomas Tuchel would demand transfers. I hope that Michael Carrick understands that what Man United need. I hope that he understands that Man United need more transfers. And obviously, when I look at the game yesterday, he didn't make any changes. It's surprising he didn't make any changes, of course, but he proven right. Bremer scored the goal. Bremer played it up front. And he was proven right yesterday. And yeah, that's good. I don't think he's going to change the lineup anytime soon. I think that is going to be the lineup. And to be honest with you guys, I understand why he's not changing the lineup. I understand why he doesn't want to change the lineup because he's an interim boss, and he's not in the long-term planning in regards to maybe subconsciously, but he's not on the long-term planning in regards to what Man United do in the future and stuff like that. You know what I mean? What if he's going to be the manager in the future and stuff like that? So obviously he's just picking the safety net at the moment. Rajat, need Man City a draw? I agree. Absolutely, I agree as well. I agree. Need Man City a draw as well, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up everyone. Rajat, where is Lumen? I haven't even seen him. Big up, fan. Would you agree that Carrick is not tactically sound? I don't know, fan. I'll be honest with you, brother. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is why I said we need to suffer a little bit of adversity to see the response. So far, so good. That's all I can say about it. So far, so good. I'm happy with it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm happy with the way things are going at the moment. Absolutely. So far, so good. Big up, fan. Absolutely. Abs 100%. Tyberg, even without the red card, we would improve minute by minute and we would scoreline would be the same. We have been struggling in such games more before yesterday. We just calmed down and done the homework. I think that Tottenham were the better side before they went down to 10 men. I don't necessarily think we would have. I think we got a little bit lucky. I think when they went down to 10 men, Tottenham created a couple of chances before that. Would we have won it? We don't know. All I would say is that when they went down to 10 men, Man United should have won 3 or 4 or 5. When we went down 10 men and we negotiated the 10 against 11 very well. I don't know how the game would have gone. I wouldn't say that we would have negotiated and done well because we weren't playing well. We weren't. And in the past, maybe we would have won it. Maybe we wouldn't have won it. But, at the end of the day, we won the game. It went down to 10 men. What would have happened 11 against 10? I don't know. I'm not a genius. You know what I mean? And but what I would say is that what I saw at the beginning of the half, we weren't playing well. And then Tottenham were getting forward. That's what I saw. And this is something that we need to remember. Tottenham were dominating. And we when they went down to 10 men, it sort of collapsed. And this is something that we need to work on. It's something that what happened down to Ruben Amorim. It's something that we're working on now at the end of the day, But at the end of the day, Tottenham capitulated, to be honest. The red card, a different Spurs were in the game, but the cards are part of the game. They are part of the game. It was petulance or stupidness from obviously Romero. I'm happy he did it. Of course, I'm happy he did because if he didn't do it, I don't know what would have happened. Cunha. You want me to bring it in? You want me to do that? You really want that? You want that this time in the morning? Of course, you're going to get it.
Cleverly on the beat.
There you go, guys. Just for you. Don't say I don't give you anything. There you go, guys. Absolutely. Where was I? Tyborg. Oliver wasn't bad. He wasn't. But that was a penalty on Maguire. It was a penalty, yes. That was a penalty. And there was a number of things. There was a handball as well. There was a couple of things in there that he didn't give, in my opinion. But He got the major decision. He got the major decision right, and that's what matters, isn't it, at the end of the day? And we won the game, you know. Some Spurs fans are saying it wasn't a red, when clearly you can see it's a straight. It's more than a red. I mean, Expressions is a big Tottenham fan. Even he said that's more than a red. It's more than a red. If they can get more than a red, that was a more than a red. Guys, if God forbid that could have broke his ankle, you know, that could have broke his ankle, God forbid. And I was looking at that. I was looking at when Casemiro was in pain, because Casemiro doesn't usually lay on the floor. You know, Casemiro doesn't usually roll around in agony and things like that. You know, so obviously I was very concerned. I think a lot of the Man United fans were concerned as well, because we were thinking about the last player that we want injured at the moment. We don't want anyone injured, of course, but with the last player we want injured is Casemiro. You know, at the end of the day, Bernard. Morning, Sal. Good morning. Can't believe the fan base is still divided even when winning 4 in a row. People now interested in attacking Ruben Amorim supporters rather than attacking Clemens, because they're low IQ, not Man United fans, mate. They lack the intelligence that Ruben Amorim did a lot of good for this football club. He got rid of the toxic environment. He gave Michael Carrick a path for Michael Carrick to be on this run. Yes, Ruben Amorim made a lot of mistakes. Of course he did. But guys, he left when we were 3 points from 4th, right? We're 4th now, right? At the end of the day, what people need to understand is to take out this sinister Ruben Amorim thing, because they're absolute twats. I don't know. They are. I'm sorry. And those who are still mentioning Ruben Amorim to this very day have a fetish for him. They're a fetish for him. And a lot of them are Jim Rimcliffers. Jim Rimcliffers is a new thing, right? They're called Jim Rimcliffers. So they're rimming Jim Ratcliffe. That's what they do, because he called out Jim Ratcliffe, right? So they're Jim Rimcliffers. That's what they are at the end of the day. Keep rimming Jim Ratcliffe, guys, because that's what you're doing when you're attacking Ruben Amorim at the end of the day, because he attacked the ball, right? And he did leave us in a good position for Michael Carrick to carry on, guys. People are stupid. That's what they are at the end of the day, right? They see things in a very simplistic, I kick ball in net, goal, you know, that sort of thing. You know, that's what they do. That's how they are. They don't look at things from a point of view of context and what was going on in the game, of course, guys. And the biggest blame in regards to all of this is the board, because they employed Ruben Amorim. They employed Ruben Amorim with a distinctive style of play. They did not back Ruben Amorim with distinctive style of players. You know, you put 2 and 2 in the puzzles together, you know exactly what's going on and stuff like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Morning, Sal. Morning, Metal. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. But we've got Kobe. What a go. Metal, I've always said this, and I've said this from the beginning. Kobe is his own. He has his own destiny in his own hands. And I've said this many times. I've argued it on channels that Kobe's a generational. And I've said it many, many times. But Kobe, the big thing about Kobe, and I would, if he ever listened to me, probably doesn't, but if he ever listened to me, one thing about Kobe, concentrate on your game. Don't be influenced by people around you, because it does seem like he's got a lot of idiots around him, right? Including his brother. So I would say to Kobe Mainu, concentrate on your game, put your head down, keep practicing, keep improving, and the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. You could become Seedorf. You could become that. Like people comparing him to Seedorf and stuff like that. Of course you could become Seedorf. Seedorf, a legend. But he needs to keep his head down and needs to keep practicing. He needs to keep doing better, of course. Will Van der Ven replacement if Tottenham 65 million? I don't know. I don't know at the moment. Man United are big admirers of Van der Ven, of course. Very good defender, of course. But Man United are also interested in Murillo of Aston Villa. He's more of like a modern-day defender as well. Not of Aston Villa, of Nottingham Forest. He's a modern-day defender, of course. Bernard, second place is easily achievable, especially if City. And guys, you know what? It's very easy for these people, you know, to come out now with chest and say we're going to get second. I came out with chest weeks ago, said we're going to get second, right? I get laughed at. I get bantered. I get this. So, I mean, there's levels of delusion. Then there's delusion. There's level of ball knowledge. Then there's levels of ball knowledge. There you go, guys. Absolutely. I'm only joking. Bernard, big up, big up. Irfan. United fans celebrate at 4 a.m. Kids running in the street, calling the names of United players. And then I realized how big United is in the world, is touching many lives. Look, Irfan, I said this yesterday to my wife. I said it yesterday. I was in, where was I yesterday? Yas Island. I was in Yas Island. And I went for a meal in Chang. And there was a kid, must have been about 5 years old, with a Man United jersey. And I'm thinking to myself, this is Abu Dhabi. Right? I'm thinking to myself, this is Abu Dhabi. And this is Manchester City territory, right? And all I see is Man United jerseys, even on kids. I'm seeing Man United jerseys. I mean, I understand if it's a 40-year-old man or 30-year-old man in the Man United jersey. Of course, he witnessed the success of Man United and that. But there are still generations growing up as Man United fans. I see more Man United fans here in the Middle East than I do Man City. I'm being real, guys. I'm not lying. I'm the first one to call out if I see, if I don't see Man United jerseys. I was in Naples, Italy. What is the reason for me to see Man United jerseys? I saw Man United jerseys in Naples, Italy, Napoli, the home of the champions of Serie A, the Scudetto, the home. I saw Man United jerseys everywhere, including my relatives. You know, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, Man United. You know, is that Man United jersey? And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah. And, you know, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, well played, mate. Well played. Man United will never die. In the DNA, in the blood, guys. The bloodline will go on forever. Man United are more than a football club. Let me tell you that right now. We are more than a football club, and we will never die. Right? And I'll tell you that right now. In fact, we're going to get a new lease of life, guys. We're going to get a new lease of life. Ghost FC. Tupac Shakur FC. We'll be back, guys. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. That is what Man United are going to be, guys. Machiavelli FC. You think we're dead? We're not dead. You think we're dead? Man United, Machiavelli FC. You think we're dead? We're not really dead, guys. We will be back. Don't worry. We'll be back like Tupac Shakur. We'll be back, guys. Machiavelli FC. Come on, Manchester United. Absolutely. All day. Blimmin' long, of course, guys. Absolutely. To Tyborg, I've seen them too. Unbelievable. It was a leg-breaking tackle, and they must be very biased or deluded. I mean, proper football fans will look at that and say that was a dangerous challenge and he shouldn't have made it. You know what I mean? Good evening, Renee. So how you doing, you legend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a blessed day as well, brother. Hope you're good. Good to see you, of course. Absolutely. Good to see you. Irfan, I said after the City game, consistency between us and challenging top three. Absolutely. Sack him tonight, tomorrow. I said we're going to come top three beginning of the season. Yep. Sack him tonight. He needs to go. The Thomas Frank. There is a compilation of TikTok of hate watchers having a fit. Yeah, a Fan FC channel. Fan FC. Yeah, I've seen it. Absolutely. It's funny. I enjoy watching it every morning. It's one of my lately. It's been one of my go-to videos. I do like looking at that video early in the morning. It cheers me up early in the morning. Do you know what I mean? I give them a little message underneath the video. I say, good morning. Thank you for the lovely video. I enjoy it. I really do. I love seeing the meltdown of Man United hated. You know what I love? I love seeing when Man United, go behind or something. When they go 1-0 behind. And I love seeing their joy. But I love seeing their joy go to pain, instantaneously. Just go from there to there instantaneously. I'm not like, yeah, that's what I love it. I really do. Kenny, big up Kenny. Big up Paul Aston. It seems like both Romero and this YouTuber are big up, my friend. Good morning, Sal. A great win yesterday. Big up Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, mate. Really good seeing Irfan. City must win to keep the pressure on Arsenal and dice them to crumble, and we keep winning. Not so long ago, they were 12 points ahead. They said they were 4 games. Do you realize it's 9 points, 3 games? Anything can happen in life. We know, fan, you never know what can happen in life. Nothing is guaranteed. And, all we can do as Man United is look after ourselves and ensure that Man United keep winning football matches, right? So if Man United get into that second place then obviously that we can look at Arsenal only, right? We can look at Arsenal. At the moment, we can't look at Arsenal because we're 4th, right? But when we get into that second place, we can, in the back of our head, think, let's keep winning our games. And you never know. Obviously, it's late now. Obviously, we're in the middle of February, and it's going to be difficult. But nothing is impossible. And obviously, I've seen 8-point leads. Look, we've lost 8-point leads with a month to go in football. With a month to go. We've lost 8-point leads in 2012, right? So anything can happen. And one thing I would like to see is when Arsenal are put under the pressure that they're going to be put under. Absolutely. It was a great goal by Bruno. That was kind of difficult angle. It was difficult. It was a good finish, definitely. Raja. Michael Carrick may as well give him his haircut. Win versus 8th place West Ham. I don't know. Let me just say, let's not get overly zealous. Obviously, West Ham have a good record against Man United, especially at the London Stadium. We haven't won there in 4 years. Let's hope we change that narrative, of course. I would love him to get a haircut. Of course, I would love him to get a haircut so we can move on to another gimmick. I don't know what he's going to move on to. You tell me, because I think it's, I'm fed up with Bruno Fernandes being asked questions about some YouTuber who hasn't cut his hair. I think it just brings the whole thing into a bit of a clowneryism kind of thing. It does. This is football. This is serious. I don't want to be like associated with clowns, and that's what it is. And that's what it is. It's clownery, And I think once we shut the door on this, and then obviously we can move on. Irfan, when they play United, it's like they audition for Real Madrid. Absolutely. West Ham, definitely. No one on West Ham is going to ever make Real team. Yeah, but they play like Real Madrid. I understand what he means, Raja. It's like they raise their game and they look like Real Madrid, Morning, Sal, and a huge large up every single time. Big up, Mandem. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. We now have to put City under so much, but we're going to put the pressure on them. We need a draw today. Absolutely. There's a good chance Spurs could go down. Yeah. Paul, I said it the other day, and people say, nah, Spurs won't go down. I said it. I said they got a huge chance of going down, guys. Big teams have gone down. Good teams have gone down. I look at, Paul, I don't know if you remember, but I look at that Middlesbrough team from back in the day, the one that had Ravanelli and Emerson and Janino, and they went down. Leeds United went down. Viduka, Alan Smith, you know what I mean? They went down, So there's no one is too good to go down. We've heard that before, but it's true. Thank you so much, Mandem. You absolute legend. Likes people and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you so much, brother. Good to see you. Spurs have shitty owners. Also, a number of injuries they have always has crazy to see too. Yeah, I wonder what's going on with them. I mean, yeah, look, I like Spurs more than I like Arsenal, but they're just a very unlucky team, is it? That's why they called it Spursy. Would have liked Ben Sesko to get 10 or 15 minute more minutes. He was given 50 minutes. He might, yeah, it's difficult though, isn't it? Man of the match for me was Bruno. Oh, Max, don't disagree with that, of course. Wait, is Bruno at 200 goal and assists? I don't know. Probably, yes. Probably. The best number 10 in the league, mate. United Mandem, we kept saying on play Bruno up front or bench him. People at the time were calling for him to play deep where he struggles picking up the ball. The defense and drive it forward. He's a 10, simple. It's a 10 or nothing else. This is exactly what we were saying. You either play Bruno on the number 10 or you sell him. Because at the end of the day, I said Bruno at number 8 is not Bruno. It's not Bruno. You might as well play a proper number 8 in there like a Kobe Mainu. There's no point playing Bruno. You play Bruno as number 10, of which he's one of the best number 10s in the world, or you don't play him at all. And that's exactly what I say. And thank God we're starting to see what what we were saying and what we were trying to emphasize at the end of the day. Bernard, still remember the dodgy non-penalty of Romero against us last season? Yes. 2 seasons ago, was it the handball? There was another one with Garnacho. Do you remember that? Never understood the Romero hype, and you still have influencers saying that Romero is better than Harry Maguire. Bernard, I do want to bring in Romero is a very good player. And just because he got sent off doesn't make him a bad player. Let me just say that. That's not a good IQ, because at the end of the day, you're looking at Romero. He made a foul. He got sent off. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. Romero's a very good player. Argentinian international, very good player. Licha Martinez will tell you that. He said it already, right? He's a very good player, and he's just got a bad side to him. A red card. He's got a hot head, which obviously affects his team. That doesn't mean he's a bad player. He's not overrated. He's not. A lot of people, and he is better than Maguire, in my opinion, right? But I don't look at it as like oh, he's got a red card, so he's a bad player. That's not how you look at football, because Roy Keane got red cards. Paul Scholes got red cards, sometimes petulantly, right? And does that mean that Roy Keane's overrated? Paul Scholes overrated? No, absolutely not. It's just the way some players are. They get red cards. It's in their mentality. To be fair, Sal, I would want the following goalless draw followed by a 2-2 with the last results to be Liverpool win, but I'm kind of expecting Man City to beat Liverpool. I don't really necessarily think Man City are going to beat Liverpool today. I don't. I've got a draw written all over it. West Ham Mandem. West Ham are in a precarious position. They want to set it up in a low block, but since they need points in phases of the game, they will not go for it. What we should do is score first and build a team from there. West Ham in precarious position. West Ham, they're not bad, you know. I'm telling you, they beat Tottenham away, at the end of the day. So we've got to be careful. And we know West Ham, historically, if you know football, West Ham have cost us 2 titles, right? They've got history on their side in regards to what they've done to Manchester United in the past. And this is what we always say. It doesn't necessarily mean they're as good as this player. They raise their game against Man United. We know they do. They raise their game against Man United. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Absolutely. Sal, we are on the same page. I didn't want to sound negative. We did give the ball away. Some decision making was bad, and some players still hide, not asking for the ball, playing safe. Agree. We're not taking on the man enough. We're giving away the ball. Absolutely. I said at the beginning of the game, you guys can go and watch the highlights of it. I said at the beginning of the game, we keep giving the ball away. I wrote a tweet. We keep giving the ball away. And we got a lifeline. Romero got sent off and we got a lifeline. Let's be real here. Let's separate the wood from the trees here, guys. This is what it is at the end of the day. But we got the win. And ultimately, that is all that matters, is that Man United get the win, But absolutely right, Irfan. It's good to call the game as it is. Marcus, for me, it's simple. Wait till the end of the season and decide Carrick's managerial career, then enjoy this ride 4 weeks in a row. Big up, Marcus. Yeah, we have to do it properly. We have to do it professionally, maybe have interviews and everything like that. But it does also matter who's available as well, It would be mad hilarious if Liverpool and up in the Conference League, my goodness me, after spending $500 million, my God. Tybo, things are looking good at the moment, but I'm really curious to what will happen when we lose our first game under Carrick. Exactly, adversity, isn't it? What will be the reaction when we tell us if we lose our first game, of course. Fingers crossed. If we lose our first game. But I would like to see Man United suffer a bit of adversity and come back and win the game. We suffered slight adversity against Fulham and we won the game. Maybe against Spurs a little bit, at the beginning. But against Arsenal, I felt that we showed a lot of character. We went 1-0 down. That showed a lot of character there, to come back and win that game. To come back, go 1-0 down, 1-1, 2-1 up, going to 2-2, and then winning the game in the end. It showed a lot of character. It did. And let's see what happens if Man United do lose a game. Let's see how Man United respond. Let's see what happens. You never know. Sal, some fans are worried about a man cutting his hair. I do not care. My concern is United on it. I know it's becoming a farce. It's becoming a joke. And I would say that, I have no hate against the guy, but he's making money. Fair play to him. That's what matters to him. So I would say that, yeah, we need to get rid of this clownerism because this wouldn't happen at Inter Milan. This wouldn't happen at Real Madrid. This wouldn't happen at the big clubs. We wouldn't have these clowns hovering around. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, but it's just the way it is. Raja, don't think they Kenny Itatike works now playing well. Yeah, they're playing very well at the moment. Absolutely. He's improving, definitely. Kenny, I told my reckless delegates to leave Amram alone and enjoy the 3 points, but they won't listen. I mean, they're idiots, mate. They're idiots. They call them the Mandem Minions for a reason. The reason I call them the Mandem Minions and I call them the Jim Rimcliffers. Why do I call them the Jim Rimcliffers? Because they're rimming Jim Ratcliffe. Because he called out Jim Ratcliffe at the end of the day. He's gone. Wish him best of luck. That's what proper Man United fans do. And we move on and support the next manager. That's what it is, guys. All what everyone did who supported Ruben Amorim is they supported their football club. That's what they did. We ain't forgotten who were wishing Man United lose. Right? You were wishing Man United lose just so you can be proven right. Well, maybe if you wish Man United win and we won, we might be up at that league and challenging for the bloody title. You know what I mean? Rather than spreading the negativity. Support your football team. I'll support Michael Carrick. I'll support Michael Carrick to the end. I'll support Luis Enrique if he was Man United manager. Ancelotti if he's Man United manager. Tuchel if he's Man United manager. I'll support Eric Ten Hag when he's Man United manager. Because me screaming at the screen about the manager is not going to help Manchester United. It's not going to influence Ineos to sack the manager. And that's what I'm talking about. So you might as well support your manager. They don't understand that. They're too thick to understand this. Too thick, to understand the nonsense. What we are as duty, at the end of the day, those who would go against the manager are basically rim lickers to the Glazers and Ineos. That's what you are. So you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, like, you are Jim Rimcliffer. That's what you are. Because the Rimcliffers are the ones that are still going on about Amram right now rather than enjoying these great victories that we're having. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won 8 games in a row. I think it's time that we just calm. Right? At the end of the day, just calm. You know? You are not the oracle of football. Right? You do not have a knowledge of football beyond your own nose. So they look at things very, very simplistically. And that's what it is. Sorry. Absolutely. No, thank you, Kenny. Great comment. Sal, fingers crossed, Casemiro is fine. We need him so much. Absolutely. Thank goodness for that. Who is that name? Who is that guy impersonating my name? Rajat Said. Not sure, but it could be Luman. Luman, let me tell you something about Luman, or No Man. Absolutely. Luman is an absolute waste man. He goes around making fake profiles. His parents would be very disappointed in him, the way he's going around. He's got too much time on his hands. You know what I mean? He's thick and he's stupid and he's got no life and he's got nothing on his life. And I'm sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. You know what? Instead of doing these kind of things and making fake profiles and that, come to me, have a chat with me. What can I help you with? What do you want? Why are you so bored? Why are you making fake profiles? You know, why? You going out your way to make fake YouTube profiles just goes to show you that your life is worthless. And that's what I will say to you. And I'm telling you right now, you know, that there are people who I worked in a hospital 5 years, right? And I saw kids not living up until the age of 10. Then you get waste men like Luman, you know, in doing fake profiles on flipping YouTube. So that's disgrace. You're disgrace to your family. You're disgrace to your friends. You're disgrace to yourself, ultimately. You know, and if you want to make fake profiles, mate, maybe fake yourself to be in something worthwhile. That's what I would say to you and anyone who makes fake profiles. You know, there are people who have left this channel because I am very raw. I do come out across and I do speak the truth. Unfortunately, the truth hurts people. The people that have left this channel, and I could show you how many people I've blocked. It's literally on one hand, right? I don't really block easily, right? But I blocked Lumen a few times. The rest of the people that are blocked are just idiots, right? They're idiots. The people who've fallen out with me are idiots because they can't take criticism. You know, they're happy to dish it out, but they don't want to give it back. You know, man, them minions, for example, what I talk about, they're happy to dish it out, but they don't want to take a bit of criticism. So what I would say to these people, get a life. And that's what I'm saying. Max, I was very pleased with how good they played. I was very impressed. I was very good at how good he played. Very impressed. Not Real Madrid fans begging their club to take Kobe to the Bernabeu. I agree, guys. I had 3 favorite Bundesliga players, Wirtz, Katika, and Masala. So you can imagine how I felt when I mean, absolutely. Big up, Jaffa. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Sorry I missed your stream yesterday. No problem, brother. I hope you're doing well. I don't understand this Mainu hype all of a sudden. He needs to perform on a regular basis and be humble rather than... he played all right. Again, 6 or 7 out of 10 for me. Now, I'm going to give my ratings, guys. I would say my ratings in regards to the game, I'm going to say that Lemens, for me, again, a 7 out of 10. Dalot got a 6.5. Maguire got a 6.5. Leacher got a 7 for me. Thought he's brilliant. Luke Shaw got a 6. You know, I would say that Mainu got a 6. I would say that Casemiro got a 7.58 stroke. I think, and was my man of the match. Bruno got a 7.5 stroke 8. Ahmad got a 6.5. Cunha got a 6.5. And I think that Mbeumo got a 7.2, 7.3 around that mark. Guys, absolutely. Sesko got a 6. In my opinion, the substitute, of course, absolutely, in my opinion. Man of the match for me was Casemiro. We have good new Brian Kidd on the block. Let's not forget assistant coach. I don't know about him, but I'm not too sure about him, mate. He did manage a very, very, very good England team and failed. So I don't want to talk too much about him. I just think put the credit on Carrick. I believe Wirtz and Bayern makes more sense. Maybe he does succeed with Liverpool. Don't know. He screams... No. One thing we have to realize is that Liverpool will improve. Liverpool will be better next season. I want to be honest with you guys. They've got very good players. And it was always going to take time for these players to settle down in the Premier League. And they are. And they are settling down in the Premier League. You will see them today. I'm guarantee you, you know. And Liverpool next season, we have to watch out for them, definitely. 100%. Tybo, We have to watch out for them this season. You know what I mean? We need to keep pushing on. I was at the carnival in my hometown last year wearing a full United kit. The amount of people that came to talk to me about United was unbelievable. And this is only a small German town. United is huge. United is the biggest in England, 100%. I'll be honest, still gutted about the fact that we did not, we're not in the FA Cup. Yeah, me too, mate. Me too. And the League Cup. You know, probably would have won it. Agree, Kenny. We could have a huge chance of winning it now. Big up. We probably would. Probably would definitely get in the latter stages. Might even get to the final. Bruno said that Carrick is letting the players have responsibility and control of how they want to play. That's not always a good thing. The manager needs to have control as well. That's one thing, because players can down tool. You need a manager. You do need a manager. These players have shown time and time again. This is exactly what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did. Let them play. What we have to do, we do need a disciplinarian as well at times. The problem is that at times these players have shown that when the discipline is hit on them, they don't like it. And I would like many have said in this community at the moment, that we want to suffer adversity and see what the outcome is. Assume that we are in the second spot, how well we are going to get the next season. Depends how he's backed, because I would look at this, Max. Look at this. This is a bounce. Let's not get confused, right? We've had this before. The Man United will not win the league this season with this team, right? I'll tell you that right now. Man United need transfers. Man United needs signings. Whether it's Carrick, whether it's Luis Enrique, whether it's Tuchel. Man United need transfers. Man United need players. That's the only way Man United are going to progress. Yep. We are not the second best team in England. We're not. Let me tell you that right now. If we're second place, it doesn't mean we're the second best place in England. It's just that we gathered momentum at the right time, right? We've gathered momentum at the right time, right? Man United have potential to be the top two in England in regards to solidifying that from the start of the season to the end of the season, challenging for the league with Arsenal neck and neck. They have the potential, but the board have to back Michael Carrick. That's the only way we can even dream about having a title charge. We have fixed that midfield. Casemiro's leaving. Ugarte's leaving. Maguire's leaving. Anthony, Rashford, Sancho, all gone. All these players need to be replaced. And this is exactly what I said about 8-9 players Man United need. And I'm not exaggerating here. You know? Will Walton be more like... He's more of a number 6 for me, in my opinion. Less like Amenu. I know it's early days, but I'm more Carrick as a manager, and it's not because of the results. He visits under 19 games of Labour. I'm not saying that because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer understood it, Tyberg. This is when people get a little bit carried away, Tyberg. You're getting a little bit away. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Ruben Amorim visited Carrington. You know? Ruben Amorim visited Carrington. Just be calm, mate. Be calm. That's all I would say to you respectfully, Tyberg. Be calm. I'm going to be the manager. I'm not like that. I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. This is a bounce. Let's see what goes. Respectfully, I admire the confidence and the enthusiasm. But so did Ruben Amorim go to youth games. I could show you the pictures. You know, let's not be like that. Because other managers have done exactly the same thing. Letting the players play in their right position, you just play, is easy. Let's see when we suffer. Mark Goldbridge said it. Let's see when we suffer. Let's see what happens. You know, and that's what we need to do. So we have to be very, very calm, Tyberg, my bro. You know, we have to be very calm and not be like, oh my God, there's so good character on the wheel. No, we're not like that. Let's just be relax, brother. I mean, Spurs have finished 17th. They might even be relegated. Let's wait and see. Exactly that. I don't listen to players. Glazer, Ineos out all day long. Absolutely. Yeah, that's 200th assist. Big up, absolutely. Glazers were wanting to buy Indian Cricket Club for 1.8 billion. I know, Prats. What is this Spurs in the 17th and the Champions League? I mean, that's mad, isn't it? That shows how weak the Champions League is, isn't it? That Spurs will get relegated, but Spurs qualified in the top 8 of the Champions League, didn't they? Absolutely. Taiwo, good morning. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Big up, Sal. It's disappointing we didn't get a Casemiro backup. What if he got injured yesterday? We didn't sign Ndidi, yet we loaned out Sekou Kone. Sometimes I get worried about these decisions. Taiwo, you're absolutely fantastically right, mate. I said it at the time that Sekou Kone shouldn't be loaned out. I said it at the time, and I say it again. We should have bought Ndidi at least. I know people are laughing at Ndidi and stuff like that. Ndidi played very well in the AFCON. Done very well. We needed backup. We ain't got backup. Yesterday, if the worst come to worst, maybe this would have been an education for people. Look how close it was from Casemiro breaking his ankle yesterday. He would have been out all season. We would have had Ugarte for the rest of the season. That's how close it would have been. But that's the board for you, isn't it? It's the board, Hey, what's going on, United Choir? What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good morning. How are you doing well, brother? I hope you're good. Good to see you again. Don't worry too much about the online trolls. They just project their issues to everyone who they don't like or don't agree with what they say. Absolutely quite. Yeah, I mean, the man of reason is obviously Mr. Choir, my guy. Absolutely. Always speaks a lot of sense. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing well, of course. Gregory, good morning. I hope you're well. Bruno, Casemiro, Bruno, and Licha, I agree. Absolutely. Glad you mentioned Licha because I think he did very well yesterday. Big up, Gregory. Basically, a full revamp of the starting 11. Man United need a lot of players yet. A lot of players are leaving. United are punching above their weight because most of the league is having an out of sort season. Could be the point, Gregory. Could be. Obviously. People come and go on every channel, Sal. Just say who you are. You can't please everyone, but this attitude builds a great community, as we can see by the chat today. Exactly, Tyberg. And I got a lot of love for this community. Absolutely. I mean, people drop off, Guys, listen. Look, let me give you an example, right? If you write to me 13 or 10 to 13 messages like that, I have to be fair to the community. It doesn't mean I'm blanking someone. You know what I mean? I have to be fair to the community and people support my channel. And if you're going to write big messages like that, like some people do, and then, and if you don't read it, they slip into your DMs and say, why are you not reading my comments? You know what I mean? It's pathetic, isn't it? It's pathetic. Michael Garrick himself said, let's not get carried away. Let's take every game as it comes. Exactly. I've been there before. We've been there before, guys. It's not, I hope it does work out. Absolutely. The U4 in the air right now has everyone giddy, understandably. But like I said, wait until the end of the season. Let's be Marcus, mature. Thank you so much. Very, 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 very true. Very, very true. Big up, Roy. How you doing? I agree. Well said. Rajat, Connie could have gone to the championship team like Burnley. Yeah. I'm just glad Manchester United is back. I wouldn't say back, mate. That's a bit giddy. It was a perfect day for me. We won, and my sister had a new baby. Oh, wow. Congratulations, Tyro. Guys, congratulate Tyro on the birth of the baby for his sister. Absolutely. Congratulations, mate. Well done, mate. And send my love to your sister and stuff like that. Absolutely. Sal, be yourself and don't change who you are simply to please an audience. Thank you so much. I won't, Gregory. I won't. I'd rather have a small but quality than large but not quality, if you know what I mean. But thank you, Gregory. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fan. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. Guys, thank you, everyone. Love you all, man. Really appreciate that. Guys, don't forget, blessings for Active 8. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you again as well. Big up. Absolutely. Send your congrats to, obviously, Taiwo, of course. Big up, Taiwo. Congrats to Taiwo, of course, and his sister. Guys, thank you so much. Guys, I want to talk a little bit briefly about a little bit of transfer news, if you don't mind. Manchester United are looking at right back Michael Coyote. Now, Michael Coyote is a right back, 21 years old, just signed for Brentford, but Man United have seemed to be huge admirers of Michael Coyote. According to Graham Bailey, Man United have been scouting Coyote. Recently, in a case they decided to replace Diogo Dalot in the summer, Brentford believe Coyote is worth 50 million or more. And do not feel under pressure to give, given they only signed him from Fiorentina a year ago. He is not pushing for a move. United would risk competing with clubs such as Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich in the bidding began for Coyote. Coyote, very, very good player. Man United linked to Michael Coyote Let's see what happens. That we need a right back. And there is rumors, guys, that Diego Dalot might leave. You know what I mean? So definitely. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like on the way out, guys. Let's not do that. Let's not do that by forgetting. Guys, thank you so much. You're absolute legends. Glory, glory, Man United. I'll be back later on for the Man City, Liverpool game, guys. Join me for that. Have a good day, night, wherever you are in the world, guys. Big up, Kofi. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. And big up, take it easy, Paul. Take it easy, Donovan. Big up, Donovan. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Morning, everyone. Let's just enjoy the good of team form. We know these players too well. Absolutely, Donovan. Thank you so much. Very, very, very good comment. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day, night, evening, wherever you're in the world. I'll see you later on. Don't forget to join me for the watch along, guys. Very important to join me for that, guys. Please. Thank you so much. Take it easy. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. See you soon. Peace.